All right, we're rolling. What's up, guys? It's your boy Prime Calvin, Prime CJ85. You already know what time it is. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in into a new video of the real world. This is day 4, guys. The days are flying by. So as you know, if you've seen the previous video, we spoke on frequencies. So if you have not watched the previous videos, make sure you go do that. So something's gonna pop up right here above, so you can go ahead and check out the first video where I do a little introduction. Who am I? Why it doesn't make sense to watch my video on the real world. Because if I'm like a complete different person than you, it doesn't make sense, right? It has to be relevant for you, right? So basically, this is not a review, guys. This is just me sharing my journey to my first million, basically leveraging using the real world, all right? So I've been in the real world for like 4 days already, and I've already learned a lot of stuff. So just like from the mindset stuff, all right? So Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Luke, you know, these guys give a lot of tips about speed, whatever, the mindset, health, the self-development, sales. There's a lot of stuff in the program. And basically what I do is I summarize what I learned each day in a video like this, and I summarize it like in my own understanding, right? So what I understood of the lesson combined with my own experience, that's what you see in this video. All right, so a short introduction. My name is Calvin Castillo. You already know what time it is. 6 figures, sales, freelancer here in the Netherlands. Moved from a small island, Bonaire, over to the Netherlands. The Netherlands is just like America for people from the Caribbean because it is the land of opportunity. You can see it as so. So basically, I'm definitely making use of that opportunity. And right now, I'm using the real world to go to the next level so I can make money online, make 6 figures online, and then I can basically move up out of here, right? So that's basically what's going on, guys. So right here I have a little notebook with all the key features of the subjects that they talked about on my 4th day in the real world, and basically the points that I will be discussing in this video. So the first one is choose what you want to do and accept it fully. You can't only want the good and not accept the bad. All right. So that's a very strong reference, guys. So whatever you choose, whatever you want to do in life, choose it. Like whenever you choose it, whenever you make a choice, don't see it for only the benefits. Accept it fully. So like also the work that comes with it, right? So a lot of people, for example, want to be famous. A lot of people in the hood, back on the island or in America or whatever, people want to make it with rap, with sports, whatever. And, something that comes with that is the fame. And a lot of people have the mindset that they prefer the thought of, just give me the money, fuck the fame. And basically you have to understand that if you're doing something like I'm doing right now, I'm on YouTube right now, there's certain stuff that comes with it. And before you make a choice, every single choice you make in your life, you just have to stop, think about it. What are all the possible things that come with it? And when you choose it, accept it fully, okay? So this is going to make sure that whenever stuff comes, as you're on your journey, that you don't get discouraged or demotivated or suddenly you want to change course, whatever. All right, guys. So another thing that I think's a great example is, guys, I see a lot of times that people blame their parents, for example, for where they are today, for how they are, you know. Oh yeah, my mom was a single mother, I grew up without a father. You know, those are like the most forthcoming stories that you hear all around the world, right? They use that and they blame that situation for where you are right now. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. You have to always take responsibility for where you are, all right? So the same person, right? For example, you have two brothers, right? Parents get divorced, father's not in the picture anymore. One of the brothers, they can take this situation, the emotions, the trauma that comes with it, and they can use it as fuel. They can use it as fuel to step up, become a man, be like, hey, you know what, my dad wasn't there, so I'm gonna step up, I'm going to be the man of the house now, you know, I'm going to make sure that my mom's good, right? So you can see it as that. But for example, the other brother of the same situation, of the same parents, can also see it like, oh yeah, you know, this world got me messed up because, you know, my dad walked out on me or whatever, and they can go ahead and use that for evil, right? And be like, oh yeah, why would God let something happen like that, whatever. And these are the people that don't take responsibility, they don't take accountability, right? So don't be like that. Accept something fully, right? So for me, for example, I have a similar situation, but it's different. And the point I want to make is that people that have experienced stuff in their life, if it's something that's not directly positive, you have to learn how you can flip it, twist it to make it something beautiful, make it something powerful, right? Okay, so for example, the example I was using of, for example, your parents being divorced or whatever, right? So most people would be in the victim role and they would be like, oh, because of my parents, I'm in this situation, okay? If it's bad. But guys, if it's good, you also have to say that, right? So for example, if there was a messed up situation in your life, okay, and right now, on this day, you're better because of it, you also have to be grateful for that situation. You have to be grateful for the situation. You cannot only be grateful for a situation if it's positive at that moment, you know, oh, I'm so happy because I grew up with two parents, whatever. For example, right? No, you also have to be grateful if your parents are not together anymore and that made you become a better man. That made you have to, you know, take responsibility, boss up, make sure that you're going to be in a position to take care of the family, basically, right? Because these are type of scenarios that situation is going to push you into, right? But that completely depends on your mindset. As I said before, guys, you could use any situation for good or for evil, okay? So my point is, whenever you're making a choice or you're reacting about a situation or whatever, accept it fully, okay? Don't only take the good, the benefits, the goods of it and not the bad, okay? See it for what it is, the complete picture, okay? So this is a lesson that they spoke about in the real world, And I had my little twist, as you can hear, from my own experience, which I believe is a very important and very strong lesson. And if you apply this, you will become you will have a very strong foundation, So everything that happens, whatever you choose, whatever you do, you're always going to be able to stand 10 toes down, really commit. So that's why it's so important, guys. So that's the first lesson. All right? That's a very good one. Next. Okay, so the next lesson I learned was use failure as fuel. Okay? So this is something, remember guys, if you've seen my introduction video, you know that I do sales. I did sales, I do sales, I'm like a spider in a web. I do a little bit of everything, right? I'm flexible, right? And the person that's the strongest is not the one that survives. It's the one that can adapt the most, right? So that's how I am. I can do all kinds of stuff, right? Construction, sales, right now I'm starting up e-commerce, all types of fitness, there's all types of different stuff, right? So when I was doing sales, I started doing phone calls, and it was the first time for me because, as you guys know, I come from a small island named Bonaire. We have like 15, now we have 20,000 people that live there, but basically there's not people there calling up the phone, hammering the phone like, hey, I want to sell you this and that. Hey, could I provide you this service? No, it's not like that. Like the business there is like mostly through people and because it is a small island, everybody knows each other, right? So it's not hammering the phone, okay? So here in the Netherlands, it was my first experience hammering the phone, doing cold calls, okay? So guys, if you have experience with sales, you're probably going to have a smile on your face because the cold calls, it's amazing, man. It's something of beauty. It's something that in the beginning you really dislike, you really don't want to do it, but as you progress and as you come to understand all the processes and it's a numbers game and the tactics, whatever, it becomes a game, it becomes fun, right? It becomes fun to take someone from a no to a yes, right? And use failure as fuel. I got it from sales because when I started calling, like I was very bad, guys. I was really bad. And I'm not going to say that I'm the best now because that's absolutely not true. I have a basis. I have, the basic skills of doing sales, right? That's going to get me through life. But I'm going to tell you something. When I started, I didn't have the fundamental, right? I sucked. It was bad, right? So I had an accent. I was too nice. I wasn't closing, I was just like trying to have a friendly conversation, but not really, confident in my skin. So it wasn't really working out so good in the beginning. And in other words, I got to hear the word no a lot of times. I was getting no's like every day, like the whole day, right? And the thing is that when you're getting so much rejection, when you're getting so many no's, the art is to keep going. Because if you keep going, like I spoke about in my past video about quitting, right? If you never quit, if you keep going, eventually you're going to succeed, right? Because it's a numbers game, okay? So it's the same as, for example, in the Netherlands, you say grabbelton, right? So that's like a box with all pieces of paper within it, like all random stuff in it. And between like all the random stuff, there's going to be a price, right? So for example, like if you have a box like this, so this is like the, you know, this is like the top part. Here you have like all kinds of random shit, so like, you know, pieces of paper, you know, like the shredder, the shredder machine. Yeah, for example, stuff like that, right? So you have all types of stuff right here, all types of trash, and here somewhere there's the price, okay? You don't know where it is, you don't know where you're gonna find it, but one thing's sure, if you keep looking, you're going to find it eventually, okay? So I see sales and I see success, I see life the same as the shatter box, okay? The surprise box, okay? The yes is in there, but you just have to find it, okay? After you went to a certain amount of shreds, so like pieces of paper, trash, whatever, you will find it eventually, right? So it's possible that the first time you reach into the box, that you grab it right away. That's possible too, guys. You never know. That's possible, of course. But it's also possible that it's only until you flip the box and you search every single piece of paper, every single piece of shred, that then you find the price. So last, that's possible as well. Either way, choose it, commit fully, accept it fully. Know that when you're in this business, success, whatever it is, sales, know that it's in there and just enjoy the journey. So you keep the commitment, the excitement to reach and find this, because it's in there. It's in there for sure, right? So this is a little illustration to show you guys, my philosophy, or combined with the real world, of course, of life. And another one, I also have another one for you guys. And this one I discovered myself, right? Okay, so sales is a numbers game, right? They always say that, okay? So what they say is it takes a certain amount of no's to get a yes, okay? So wait, let me draw something again. So for example, okay, let's say that this is a random example, right? Let's say it takes, 15 no's to get a yes, right? Let me get another marker real quick. Let's say it takes 15 no's to get a yes, right? So this is something you can actually calculate. So if you're doing sales, based on how many sales you do a month, you can calculate based on the time you put in. You can calculate how many sales you are getting per hour, right? And if you're doing that, you can see how many calls you have to make. So in other words, how many no's you have to get a yes, right? So this example is, for example, this 50 no's equals 1 yes, right? So that's like the example of an average that could be a scenario. So if this is true, that means that you can also see it like this. Every time you get a no, every rejection, okay, means that you're one step closer to the yes. Right? Right? So if you're doing sales right now, if you're starting out with business, if you're doing something right now, whatever it is, if you're boxing, if you're racing, competing, if whatever it is you're doing, every time that you lose, every time that you get a no, a rejection, whatever, remind yourself, that's good. Get excited, because now you're one step closer to the yes. You're one step closer to victory, right? So that's a beautiful thing. And that's something I used to do when I was working at a call center. So like the sales job I was doing, because I did it for 8 months and I sucked, right? So it takes a lot of discipline and excitement to keep going for 8 months, getting a no's. So this is a trick. This is something I use to keep me going every single day with a smile on my face, right? So every no means that you're one step closer to the yes. So when you get a no, be excited. Come on, man, be happy, because the next one might be a yes, right? There's just like a amount of no's that you have to get through. You have to get through them so you can get to the yes. Okay, so I don't know what you're going through right now in your life, what stage you are, whatever. Just remember this, apply it. This is a huge golden nugget. Alright? So next they talk about, this is more like advice that I gotten from the real world, right? And it's basically, don't get stuck before you get rich. Okay? So I think this is a very good fundamental. I think this is a very good principle, right? Don't get stuck before you get rich. Okay? So if you guys are watching this, if you guys are aware of the matrix, you know that you have, in today's world, you have to be a man of value. You have to have assets, skills, connections, whatever, for you to have a good, safe life in this day and age, right? So back in the day, it was all about, big muscles, not even big muscles, but combat to survive, like you have to hunt, you have to possibly fight off lions, whatever. But nowadays, it's mostly financial. That's like a really big part, okay? So basically, that's why they're saying, don't get stuck before you get rich, okay? So for example, the example they took was, for example, don't have kids, right? Don't have kids yet before you're rich, because you could have kids and it could be a major asset as motivation, right? Because, for example, if you get your girl pregnant, you have 9 months to make it happen. 9 months, okay? So in 9 months, you can get a lot of stuff done, okay? In 9 months, you can get a far away, right? Compared to where you are right now, okay? So it can also be positive. That's what I think, at least. But the advice that they're giving is to not get stuck, because then you're going to have so much pressure, so much stress on you that you're not going to be able to move around, to do whatever you have to do to get the job done, right? You're not able to be home with the kids all the time, whatever, okay? So to me, that makes sense, because I'm 27 years old right now, guys, and I don't have kids right now. And the reason I don't have kids right now is exactly that reason, okay? Because I want to make sure that when I invite minuscule, the smaller, the junior versions of me, that they're going to have a great life, okay? That's something that's going to be my promise for sure. So that's why right now I don't have any kids yet. So I think that's a very valid, a very good point, okay? It's up to everybody what they do, but if you're still young watching this, remember, accept it fully. So just think about everything that comes with it and make a choice based on that, right? But either how, if you do have kids, like even if it's not planned, it's a blessing. Come on, it's a blessing. Embrace it, of course. Be happy. So yeah, that's very awesome. Here we go. Things come to those that are ready. Opportunity comes whenever you're ready. So this is something that I've seen in my own life, okay? There's been like a lot of scenarios where I wanted to do something, or I wanted certain role or something, certain, opportunity, whatever. But I wasn't ready and it didn't appear. But every time that I wasn't focusing on the opportunity, I was focusing on being ready to, becoming better every single day, becoming better at communication, becoming, a solid man, with no distractions, focusing on my food, on my training, or, the mindset and everything. Every time that I was busy working on myself, my self-development as a man, I noticed that opportunities, random opportunities, just came by, They just came by, And these would be like the same opportunities that people would stand in line to get. But it just, it just flies in on my desk like that. And I believe that also has to do with the law of attraction, okay? Frequencies. So that's something you've seen in the past video, right guys? If you haven't seen the past video, go watch the past video, because there we also talk about frequencies, right? The radio station, tune in, okay? So that's something that's very amazing, and it's something that you cannot really, I don't know, it's just a blessing. It's just amazing, so definitely be ready. Make sure you're busy with becoming better. Becoming ready, and then whatever you want, whatever opportunity, whenever you're at a certain point that you are ready to accept it, that you can handle it, then you will see that the opportunity will arise. Okay? So that's actually beautiful, because that means that the only thing that you have to do right now is get ready. It's just focus every single day. What's something you can do right now to become better? What are your weaknesses? Try it out. What are your weaknesses? You know the best what your weaknesses are compared to somebody else, right? Try it out. What are your weaknesses, and make a plan how you can attack it, how you can work on it to eliminate it. And if you keep doing that one by one, eventually you're not going to have any weaknesses, right? Because they're all going to be so strong. It's all going to be a very strong foundation. So that's basically a very nice way to approach it, guys. So let's go to the next point. Okay, so the next point is basically doing the best you can do, right? Doing the best you can do. So it's, I think it speaks for itself, right? I think it's, doing the best you can do. I think that's something that it says everything it has to say, right? Doing the best you can do. So guys, if you're in a competition, if you have a test, an exam, if you have a business meeting, if you have a fight coming up, whatever it is, don't worry about the pressure, or I have to win. Focus on doing every single thing possible you can do to guarantee that you're going to win. Easy, okay? So Grant Cardone, you guys know Grant Cardone, 10x. So Grant Cardone has this book called 10x, right? So his theory is basically that if you have a certain goal, you have to think to yourself, okay, what's like the amount of work that I would have to do to achieve that goal? So if you have this idea of the amount that you would have to do, basically do it times 10x, okay? Because that's going to guarantee that you're going to destroy the competition. You're going to be far above it, right? So let me give you guys a little example. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an easy example, right? Something that everybody at home can understand. Okay, so let's say you have a competition coming up, a push-up competition, push-up contest, right? The winner wins $10,000, 10,000 euros, whatever. So that's a very cool deal just to do a couple push-ups, right? So let's say if you think that the person that's going to be the best there is going to be able to do, I don't know guys, let's say 100 push-ups in a row, for example, or okay, let's do something more advanced. Let's say, for example, you believe that the person that's going to be your biggest competitor can do 200 push-ups in a row, which is very impressive, right? 200 push-ups in a row. Right? So if you're preparing, let's say, I don't know, how long do you have? Like say, for example, if you have 6 months or something to prepare. Okay, it's an example, guys, it's an example. So let's say if you have this intel, 200 push-ups, okay? Basically what you need to do is, okay, 200 push-ups. You don't have to train for 200 push-ups. Don't do that, guys. Basically take the 200 and do it times 10, okay? So that's 2,000. 2,000 push-ups, okay? So 2,000 push-ups, nothing is impossible, right? Nothing is impossible. But I'm telling you, 2,000 pull-ups, push-ups in a row, like without stopping, yeah, that's some robot shit. That's crazy, guys. But it doesn't matter. If you do 2,000 push-ups every single day, or every other day at least, guess what, guys? This is going to be easy for you. This is going to be easy for you, right? So if you're used to doing 2,000 push-ups every single day, or every other day, for example, make sure your muscles rest, you know, because when you're resting, recovery, then you become stronger, right? But my point is, if you're doing 2,000 push-ups every single day, every other day, whatever schedule you have to plan out for yourself, this 200 is going to be chicken feet. It's going to be easy. It's going to be like taking candy from a baby, right? That's like a American reference you guys use over there, right? So, guys, so this is basically the trick, right? 10x it, okay? Because then you're going to be superior. You're definitely going to pass it, easy. You think your competitor is doing 2,000 push-ups a day? No, of course not, okay? I mean, if he is, he's a psycho like you, okay? So that's cool. But you have to make sure that you have to exceed the amount that you think you have to do, and that will guarantee success, okay? So that's basically an example of the 10x method of Grant Cardone, and in combination with the real world, do the best you can do, okay? Because if you do the best you can do, if you're focusing on this instead of focusing on the pressure or, oh, I need to win, blah, 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 bro, you're definitely going to win. Okay, you're definitely going to win. And even though, like, in a situation that the outcome is not 100% the outcome that you wanted, you still did the best you could. So you still got far, way further than you would if you did do the best, the most possible you could do, right? So it's still something to, yeah, oh sure, it's still something positive, right, guys? So, yeah, I really like the lessons they have in the real world, because a lot of this stuff I've read a couple books back in the day, Grant Cardone, dialogs, for example. I watched a lot of podcasts. Well, back in the day, they weren't named podcasts, but I watched like a lot of interviews also, like for example, The Passionate Few, or Impact Theory, for example, guys, back in the day. And they were sharing so many, mindset tips that, I just grew into it, just like a plant that you keep on watering. So that's why I, know a couple stuff already. But I love to, see it back in the real world, because it's refreshing, especially the way that Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, and Luke, and other professors, that they tell the stories with examples. It's very good, guys. It's very good. So what we have here is a last tip, and this is a tip that I believe will be very valuable for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people, they have a hard time making choices, staying disciplined, and really making big steps, right? So this last tip is really simple, right? How to make choices. Make choices easily with everything by asking yourself, is this going to bring me closer or further from my goal? Right? So with everything in your single life, if right now, what day is it today? Today it's Tuesday, okay. Let's say if somebody invites you to go to the cinema, to the movies, right, guys? You have to think, is this going to take me closer or further away from my goal, okay? So whatever your goal is up to you, okay? So everybody, there are like more than endless goals a person can have. So whatever your goals is, you have to think about it for yourself, but you have to keep your goal in sight and think, is this going to take me closer or further away from my goal, right? Okay, so let's see an example. Alright, so guys, I'm going to, wait, let me just check real quick if the camera is still rolling. Perfect, they're still rolling. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys, an easy example, right? Something that everybody can understand. And you have to apply this to your own situation, your own goal. But with this example, it's going to be easy to make sense of it, right? Okay. Let's say, for example, you want to be how do you call it? Middleweight champion of boxing, right? So you want to be champion of boxing, right? Okay, Guys, I don't know why, but this feels kind of weird, okay? Mostly I just text on my phone, you know, autocorrect, whatever, but doesn't matter, okay? Champion. Champion of boxing, for example. This is an easy example. So, if somebody asks you to go to the cinema, eat popcorn, drink Coca-Cola, for example, right? You have to ask yourself, is this going to bring me closer or further away from my goal? If this is your goal, going to the cinema, eating popcorn, chips, drinking a Coke, soda, whatever, sugar, you know, is this going to help you? Is it going to bring you closer or further away from this? What do you guys think? Of course, it's going to take you further away, right? It's going to take you further away. So, if you analyze every single situation, every single question people ask you, invite or whatever it is, it's going to be easy to make a choice. Because now, it's very obvious that you should say no. You should say no, okay? So, for example, if somebody invites you to a family dinner, okay? The family's getting all together, reunion, something like that, for example. You can ask yourself the same question, okay? On which date is it? Do you have training that hour, yes or no, you know? And on top of that, you have to also take into the picture champion of boxing, but you also have to take into the picture for, okay, champion of boxing, are you going to be a happy champion or a sad champion? I mean, of course, I've never seen a sad champion, so you're going to be happy, right? So if your family, you know, improves your happiness and it adds to your happiness, right? Because remember, guys, if you have cool family, if you have family that's going to come and support you at the championship of boxing, you have to remember, okay, so even though it's not directly connected to the goal, it's still indirectly connected, right? Because the goal is to be this and to be happy, of course, right? Right? Successful, happy, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to be. And, you know, hanging out with your family, whatever, not every day, but, you know, like if there's like a situation, a reunion, you know, like one time, whatever, it's still going to, you know, add onto this indirectly. So then it's like more the question of, do you have training at that time, or how can you combine it so you can still do this, but you can still, you know, also make time for the family, because it also indirectly adds to the happiness, and they're also going to be here to support you at the boxing championship, if that's the case, because not every family is like that, okay? But if you're blessed and you have a family like this, guys, this tool is very easy to help you make choices in your life, okay? So that's basically it. That's basically it. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do, draw a circle around it. Think about, okay, is this going to bring me closer or further away from my goal? Okay? So if it's bringing you further away from your goal, say no. It's easy. Just say no. Okay? If it's bringing you closer to your goal, or if it's, you know, not bringing you closer, but it's also like neutral, it's kind of like the same spot, but it does add to your health, your happiness, whatever, you know, go ahead, guys, do it, of course, you know. And yeah, so just really think about the choices you make, because every single thing is either going to add something or it's going to take something away. Every single thing, okay? Because, for example, my back, I just told you guys, what if it's neutral, so it doesn't bring you forward or back? That doesn't exist, guys. Every single day, every single thing either brings you closer or further away. So you have to really think about it, okay? Because there's no stationary movement. That doesn't exist. So if you're not going forward, you're going backwards automatically, okay? So this tool, okay, further or closer away from your goal, your ideal life, whatever it is, use it, guys. It's a very, very good tool. I use it every single time. That's why you guys always see me at home. I'm always at home, just doing my stuff. And of course, yes, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, of course, guys. But the biggest, the fundamentals, the fundamentals, I make sure that most of my time, I use it to be in my own bubble with the genius ideas I have, working, putting in the work, brainstorming, making things happen, okay? Working out, whatever, reading books, doing research, all this stuff, And I'll also invest a lot of time into my partner, my wife, of course, because I know that she's the one that's going to be at the championship, okay? For example, she's the one that's going to do the supporting, right? So that's how you have to think about everything, guys. And so basically that were all the points I wanted to discuss with you guys today. So if you're watching this video right now, you made it all the way to the end. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel because there's way more to come, okay? So I'm going to be posting every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday, right? So these are the days. Wait, let me just check real quick. Yeah, that's right. So those are the days that I will be posting on YouTube, guys. So make sure you tune in if you like my videos, of course. And on top of that, go ahead and join my community. It's called Primepple. You can find it on my page at the About section, right? I have a link, and also in the description, I also have a link, guys. Basically, Primepple is a community I started connecting people that want to become better every single day, okay? So how do we do that? Basically, we do that by doing daily calls, and we also have dialogues within the group of, keeping each other accountable. So asking questions like, for example, what's one thing you can do today? What's one thing you can do today to get a step closer to your dream life, to your goal? What's something you did yesterday? What do you think are the three keys to success? It's just like sparring, also about mindset. And I think it's just a very positive place to be, and you can infect each other just like zombies, but then with positive energy, positive frequencies. And I think it's going to be I know it's going to be a very positive impact on the world, guys. Because same as negativity attracts attention and infects each other, positivity is way stronger, guys. It's way stronger. Okay, so you guys make sure you either go to my page, click on the About, or check my description. You can see the link to my Discord. It's called Primepple. Once again, guys, join. You will have to do a little screening, a little introduction of who are you and stuff like that. Afterwards, I will check it out. If it's all good, if it's all legit, I will go ahead and add you to the group, and then we can go ahead and take it from there. So guys, I appreciate you. I see that the videos are getting very positive reactions. I appreciate that a lot. Shout out to Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Luke, the professors, whatever. So far, so good. So I'm going to keep going, guys, basically. And I want to thank you once again. Have a good day. And I will see you guys in the next video. Alright? Later. Peace.